There's that ball getting away from everybody again. And put it down short, it runs away.
Yes, a couple of the bowlers have laid it short and it just does take off. Let's have a look at this now. She put, oh yes, put it down just behind the foul line, I guess, and see it.
That really never even looked like getting there. She didn't get it out at all. She's disgusted with herself.
$3,000 first prize money for the ladies here in the Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. And, of course, also a trip to Las Vegas, flying Qantas, to compete in the 89 High Roller Tournament.
Another 9. That's going to be pretty good. She's playing it pretty safe. You know, Sue's come back. She was a past bowler of the year. She took a few years off, got married, had a baby, recently got back into the game, and she's doing very well indeed. She's practicing hard with Eric Jang at Enfield, and he's really got it going well, I think, Steve.
Yes, he has. And Eric Jang, the first Australian national champion, a name well known to people who've been around the sport for 25 years. He's the official state team coach. Oh, much better release then by Sue Cassell, and gets the required result in the third frame. A spare for her, but she'll be about, well, maybe 11 pins behind young Shelley Devine.
Shelley's actually bowling quite a mature game. As it is, that again, the ball running away from the pins all the time.
It is a mature game. She's just getting up there and attacking. She knows that it's a difficult scoring condition.
As you said before, Steve, everyone's very tentative, and she's really getting out there and just attacking, giving it everything she's got. If she wins, she wins. If she loses, she loses. That's the nature of these type of rollers. You really can't predict it.
What a great feather in a cap to knock off Ruth Gerster. She's got that spare.
Oh, that was well done. Great shot.
And a nice spare there for Shelley Devine.
Perfect placement right in the middle of those two pins at the end of the third frame.
And Shelley Devine is up by 9 pins after 2 frames are completed. Shelley Devine from Townsville stepping up to open the 4th frame.
9 pins the difference. She's ahead. Ball in hand. Will still be ahead after this shot.
She's through that one wide. Disappointed with herself there. I think maybe she's getting a bit anxious, trying to throw it a bit hard, but she shouldn't be. She's left herself a fairly safe shot, I think. She shouldn't have much trouble here.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see how Shelley with the straight ball goes. She's standing about where she did for the strike. Covered it beautifully.
That was a good shot. As I said, the straightest shot. It's really a lot easier to control here today, and you know, Sue's having that trouble with the ball running away, and Shelley's not, and Shelley's closed every frame.
Sue doing a lot of vigorous work on the bowling ball down there, trying to get the perspiration out of the finger hole. She really spent a bit of time rubbing it up then, polishing it, a la Dennis Lilly, seeing if that'll produce the magic shot she wants.
Good concentration too. She gave that one a lot more room then, and it didn't come back, as with a lot of people when they're swinging it out.
I think she might have stood there just a fraction long. It's very, very hot here. The ball just seemed to get straight out of her hand. I mean, she seemed to get it out far over the line and didn't come back. Maybe she just lost it a bit.
Yeah, it was a completely different shot that she'd been throwing. But you're right, Steve. You can't stand there too long, as everyone knows. You can't procrastinate over what you're doing. If she picks this up, it'll be a great shot. It'll be a good result. Well, she got it to the right side, well, being the left side, but didn't carry that 1 pin across to the 10 pin.
Yes, we haven't seen any of those washout spares picked up, and gave it every chance there, but that 1 pin just failing to nudge into the 10 as it went by. Sue, quite a good styler. She gets that arm right up next to the ear. Good follow through. Just misplaced. Let's see if she can come back now after that disappointment with a strike in the 5th.
No, Steve, everyone's having trouble with this left-hand lane. I think in last year's show we had trouble with one lane. Previous year we had trouble with one lane. But lane 3 seems to be causing a problem. The ball either stays right or goes left. She seemed to hit what she was aiming at, but it just didn't go where she wanted it to go.
Yes, there's an odd beast of a lane around, and could well be lane 3 here at Capalaba.
Oh no, she completely lost that one.
Yeah, there's no excuse with the lane there. That's just a bad shot.
Oh, and they've stayed.
Well, not through want of her trying to knock them over with some body English. We'll have a look at that one again. She went right on the nose with the ball. You can see there, flush on the 1 pin. And that 6 pin. Look at the nuisance.
Valiant attempt. Try and drag that pin across.
19 pins the difference, though, and Devine in the box seat here. 81 plays 62.
Terry, I just wanted to ask you, you bowled a couple of times, a 150 and then a 191. Mixed success. What's the difference? Do you have to concentrate on that number 3 lane to make it work? We'll just watch Shelley first.
Oh, great shot. That's a great shot. I really believe that the straightest shot is the best way to play both lanes. With my 150 game, I tried to play the lane, and what you're trying to do is cross boards. You're pushing the ball out to the right and you're bringing the ball back, and the boards aren't even because of the traffic that you get on the lane, and the more boards you try to cross here, the more trouble you get into, especially on lane 3 being a lot drier completely, and that's why everyone's losing it on 3.
Sue Cassell now in trouble.
That was a great shot. Really was a good shot. She got it out, came up, but it's lane 4. What's going to happen on lane 3?
Sue Cassell now.
Looks pretty good. Good double by Sue Cassell. Great double.
I think that's been the best double we've seen, I think, so far.
Oh, yes. She knew precisely what this ball was going to do before she picked it up off the rack. I thought she was standing there just a squillion too long, but paid off for her. Look at that follow-through, right up behind her head.
That was terrific. Very confident shot.
And look at the pressure she's applied now to the youngster.
Again, there can be a problem with playing straight. I know that's the way I tried to play my second match was to play straight. But, you know, bowling's a game of accuracy, and you've got to be accurate. But she's young. Sue's been a past bowler of the year. She's been there many times and won a few titles. And it's just the experience against the youngster. Oh, gee whiz, that was unlucky. That's the exact way to play it. She's missed by half a hair. It's just... That was really the way to play it. Let's watch it again. The ball goes out, slides out, grips at the end. The pin was supposed to knock the 7 over, but didn't.
Yeah, good try by Shelley. Let's hope that she'll be able to come back after that disappointment. Oh, good girl.
A good shot. A great shot.
Yes, that's the shot of a woman in control of her emotions mentally. Oh, look at this one. Boy.
It's the Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. Can you tell us a bit about the Goldpin while we're watching the 2 girls in action here?
Yes, a group of bowling centres in Brisbane and southeast Queensland have decided to get together and upgrade the standards of service in the 30-odd member centres. Also the publicity going through this particular tournament and other events on the Goldpin tournament circuit. Also the Learn to Bowl and Learn to Bowl Better classes that they run. We're back now with Sue Cassell looking for a turkey. 3 strikes.
Couldn't do it. She'll have to settle for the double.
Oh, yes, and, well, She gets 2 of these. That leaves her a pin behind in the 7th, but of course it's not going to do her much good because she's now going to open the 8th frame. There's no way she's going to spare this thing she's left up here, and she'll have to be content for 2. In fact, she'd be very unwise to go for it at this stage, I think.
Taking 2 is paramount, especially being after a strike, because, as you know, strike's 10 plus the next 2 balls. If she'd have got none there, when she got 17, then 7. This way she gets 19 plus 9. So it's effectively 4 pins by just getting the 2.
That's right. Well, she's got room for still 177, and that would keep Shelley Devine very, very honest indeed. But Sue's got the job ahead of her now. She's had a very good double. She had a strike in the first frame. Done very little else apart from that. Needs a strike now, 9th frame.
And she's got it. That's the way.
Yeah, getting the strike there really puts the wood back on Shelley. She has to strike here. Here it is. She's put it down. It's crossed. I'm sure she thanked her lucky stars that one went over, Steve.
Yes. Pretty safe hit here. It's hard to get the ball over that far on the Brooklyn side, isn't it? But she carried the lot. Shelley Devine now under pressure again. 3 times in a row on that lane. She's pulled the ball high under pressure, and again she's in trouble. She needs to spare this to stay ahead.
If she can repeat her pass shot where she missed the last split, she'll pick this one up.
Yes, it's a cruel game, 10-pin bowling. You leave nasty little things like this when you least need them.
Great shot. Perfect, right between the pins.
And a great spare there by Shelley Devine. There's nothing in it in her match against Sue Cassell.
Boy, she really got up there at a rate of knots then. Very eager to get rid of the ball. She's be hoping that the next couple of minutes goes in a flash before her eyes. She really got up there fast, but that speed on the ball probably helping her break up what could have been a split.
It definitely is. The faster the ball, the less it tracks on the lane, the better it is.
Needs to cover this. Got it.
Good safe shot. Now she forces Sue to strike.
I tell you what she does force her to do. If she gets a strike on the bonus ball, it gives her a 167 and it makes Sue get a double in the 10th frame. So this next ball of Shelley Devine's is exceptionally important. She's got to get a strike now to make Sue, sitting there in the chair, get 2 more strikes.
Well, she got 8. She's left the door open a little bit. Sue's still got to get 1. So Sue Cassell must strike now.
Yeah, she needs a strike and a 9 spare to win by a pin. Strike and an 8 spare, she would tie the match. That would force us into a tiebreaker, and no place for the faint-hearted. I guess you'd have to go with Sue Cassell in a tiebreaker. 2 frames, but on these conditions, well, who knows? She's got to do it first. She needs this first strike, and this is an important one.
It's on lane 4 too, so it should give her a bit of an advantage.
Needs a strike. Oh, what a shot under the whip.
That was just perfect. That really was perfect. That's a great example of doing it when you have to do it. If she didn't do it, she was out the window. She did it perfect. 10 in the pit. Can't do any better than that.
And look at that balance. Look at that follow through as required. Fantastic.
Big finish coming up here.
Sue just collecting her thoughts now, waiting to get ready to bowl. She needs 9 spare to win, 8 spare to tie. As another strike, of course, wins the match. What a moment.
Yeah, finishing on lane 4 was, it's turned out to be an advantage for Sue. It's the one everyone's striking on, and she needed the strike and got it on that lane. Let's see what she does with this one.
Needs a strike or 9. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. 7.
Sue's very disappointed with that shot. It's so frustrating out there to be sitting there. You know how good you are, you know what you should be doing, and in a way you know what to do, and you just can't do it. Here she's put it down. She's probably missed by an inch, and the ball's run away. And this is where bowling can be a cruel game, as if you missed by more, she would have ended up with a better result.
Yes, it's funny, isn't it? It's a criminal game sometimes, what happens to you out there. She's going to lose by a pin if she gets the spare.
And she does so. So Sue Cassell goes down fighting. She loses by 1 pin to Shelley Devine. And Sue Cassell, of course, picks up $400 compliments of Coca-Cola here in the Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. Shelley Devine is our winner, and she plays Jeanette Baker-Flynn from South Australia, the number 3 seed in the tournament. Our next telecast match, though, is a men's 8th round between Kevin Pickering from Queensland and Gary Key of New South Wales. Hope you can join us for that here on Nine's Wide World of Sports.